How are we doing? Hello everybody. Flo, how's the fish doing, guys? What the fuck? Weekly market cipher, red dot confirmed trigger wave, we talked about that before. And now we are starting to form red money flow. We have bearish RSI still, and still loads of space for momentum to the downside. So the weekly also did the retest pretty clean. So this is definitely looking bearish. Let's go maybe on the 3-day, 2-day, but the daily I think is more interesting. So daily, more or less the same thing. Retest happened and now we just made a golden pocket retracement. So this week was the golden pocket, and on Thursday we even talked about the red dot confirming. Well, it confirmed. Got the retrace, or made the retrace. And well, now you have another possible red dot confirming in 10 hours. And in my opinion, this kind of was the structure. So now it broke the structure. This could also be some sort of head and shoulders maybe, but I'm not too much into those patterns. It just more or less broke structure when it couldn't make a higher high here, and now it made a, or potentially makes a lower low. 8 hour had the blue triangle above. Let's just look in the past where we can see that blue triangle worked out. Here it did not really. Here it worked out, so yes, yes, no. Here, yes, yes, yes. Well, here kind of. Here definitely not. Here it did. So you can definitely see that it works out more often than not. 6 hours, same thing, and the lower time frames. So the 4 hour triangles, which usually work out pretty well, now did not really work out. I mean, here it kind of did, but here it didn't work out. So yeah. But however, market cipher, I mean, very low VWAP. This is most probably why it's like not continuing to dump. At least it's indicating there that there is like a little bit time left for it to dump. But to be honest, the overall situation looks pretty bearish. I mean, we talked about it here with JMC, that we don't want to touch the long button. We would rather like to keep shorting. You could have longed here, but I mean, because there were so many limits supporting the price, and you can see that it had a very hard time to push through. I mean, it bounced off the exact same level like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, which is crazy. Well, yeah, and then you sort of had the setup here with market cipher, low momentum wave, low VWAP, split RSIs. But to be honest, I haven't looked at the charts since Friday. I said that I was interested in actually shorting this zone, but I was looking at the data, and in the end I did not take a shot, because in my opinion you had just, where is it? Yeah, here, look at that. You still had, in my opinion, too many shorts open from the drop, and they just closed out here, and then it was the weekend. And yeah, as we all know, during the weekend everything can happen, and especially since money flow pushed into the green, I was like, maybe it's going to push higher, retrace some of the FOMC move, and that's what basically happened. So you can see that it held the trend line, maybe baited some people in on this one, but then it just retraced the FOMC move and dropped really hard. So long story short, in my opinion, still bearish, still no real signs of major long attempts, and I would be very careful with longing. You can see that shorts have piled up quite heavily. I mean, another 3k in shorts opened on Bybit. On Binance we have actually shorts TPing down here. But you can see that over the weekend they actually started shorting this exact zone that we actually looked at. So I'm just thinking, I could imagine that some of the people there were looking at something like this as well. But I don't know, maybe not. And I could imagine that it maybe tries and retraces some of that, but you are also at some major support and resistance zone and it broke through it. So if it just keeps on making those lower highs, well then eventually you're gonna see something like this. Especially if that just keeps on curving into the red. But yeah, let's just wait and see. Well, yeah, let's just go over some data. You can see that, let me zoom out a little more. Well, yeah, look at this spot selling that has actually started during the weekend, and I mean Binance has especially started since they have retraced the FOMC move. So heavy spot selling, which is also indicating to me that this is a real move, sort of, not a fake move. This is not like just longs getting hunted, it's actually spot selling. You can also see that BlackRock starts to deposit Bitcoin again into Coinbase. So all sorts of signs that this is actually starting to look more bearish again. More and more bearish, limits above the price. So yeah, what is the plan? What are the next targets? I mean, unless you are in a short from somewhere up here, you had the opportunity to reshort this trend line. And for now, I mean, you maybe would want to wait a little bit because the move has happened. And now you're at the, I don't want to say range lows, but you're kind of in the middle of the range. So maybe this range point of control up here is a interesting zone. Let's just mark that. I would say this zone, I always look at zones, is maybe a nice opportunity. I would say that's not too bad for a continuation of the bearish move, honestly. We said that this is a clear level of interest. The point of control, golden pocket, vector candle retrace zone. We also said that those are bad lows, and as of right now it swing failed those lows. We also said that basically all the time frames are rather looking bearish. And we also said to keep an eye on the Bybit longs and shorts, because even though there are a bunch of shorts opening, we saw what happened during this move to the downside. So all things have to be considered. I also said that in my opinion it's quite unlikely to take out this high as of right now. I mean, this can always change, but if you're aiming for a short, price moves into this zone and the data looks good and we are shorting from here, and there are people that are waiting and then crying about it and telling us, why did you short already there and didn't wait for this zone? And we have covered that as well. So in my opinion we have mentioned everything. Higher time frames, lower time frames. We will be back tomorrow, definitely. So in my opinion that's it for today. If there are any questions left, make sure to write them in the chat or comment below the YouTube video. Thanks a lot for anyone who has watched and has joined. And I wish everyone a nice rest of the day. We will see each other tomorrow. And until then, peace.